He was sitting cameras are good.
The New York.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
I sent you. I need your phone number because I think I sent you a text today on your on your.
Yeah, but
That is it.
You may have.
Yeah, you may have. You heard about a fire yesterday at Stella's?
I just seen some information on
What's
that
good
just now.
stuff? You weren't down there last night? Apparently, we weren't there either. So I was just like,
Wow.
yeah. Let me know when are you live now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll share yours.
Yep. What's going on, everybody? Rob G, Visual 12 Media Group LLC, out here in St. Paul, Minnesota, at the Governor's Mansion. There's going to be a march and a rally to demand justice for Philando Castile.
Yeah, I was at. I was on the phone with.
It's been 5 years since he was killed by another Minnesota police department.
Hey, there's my little cameraman.
Just trying to get together, y'all. Give me a second here. We just got here. Trying to get set up. How you doing, man?
I gotta follow my man's screen. Tell me your screen on my live one time.
Visual 12 Media Group LLC, VICUALTWELVE. When you type that into YouTube or Facebook, I should be the first one that pop up.
Yeah, I'm gonna share your screen with you live.
I'm live now.
So I'll be live now.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna share it.
Yeah.
All right, yourself.
So I'm hoping with all the other media around, it doesn't affect my feed too bad. I turned it on my hotspot, so I'm not on data. I'm on my hotspot, so my other phone hotspot. So hopefully that should make a difference for me. What's going on, everybody? It's Rob G, Digital 12 Media Group LLC. I'm out here at the governor's mansion where the people are demanding justice for Orlando Castile. Trying to get set up. I'm missing stuff. I ain't got no sound. uh,
Do they do the press conference already?
that's
Are they doing one there or no?
yeah. All right. Hey, I didn't know if I was getting sound or not. Um, so I came. I had to get it back together. Is that good? Do I have sound now? I think I'm good. All right. Well, those are the things that you can laugh at about yourself. Laugh at about yourself, not y'all laugh at me. All right. I'm going back in.
Yeah. Like I was, crazy. So now it's more believable. People believe after seeing George, what happened to Philando and George Floyd. But I'm hoping to continue to share my story. I hope the families can continue to share their stories and touch more hearts. That people will just understand that just because it didn't happen to you or somebody you love does not mean that it's not happening. It's really happening. Really in a lot of pain.
So much.
Thank
for
you.
sharing.
Thank you, guys. And we're gonna start the press conference.
That was your warm up.
Let them give them time to set up.
I said that was your warm up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. She's right there. Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah. She's right there.
Oh, hey, baby. What you doing?
All right.
Very nice. You are so crazy.
So Shira, I am your umbrella bearer.
Okay.
Shall the raindrops, shall the raindrops
Trying to mess with my
fall?
Like,
He's the guy that wouldn't let us play fun.
Well, I would appreciate this.
Where's the umbrella? I am your umbrella bearer today. Oh, I can do that, I guess. I can't do it on my own phone because they block me, but
I know they are.
oh, there's John.
Yeah.
Right.
I need to get one of those.
I call it something else.
Yeah, I do too. That bullshit.
Yeah, these little foam ones are just all like nobody threw this here after a year or two.
Well, see, these guys are really ready, huh?
Yeah, they're really good.
Well,
Hey, Jed, I need to bring CBU 9 on the right here. And a press conference getting ready to get underway here. It's going to be Shira Fairway, Mallory Steele. I just need that because it's got my DSLR in it.
All right. Want another? Other way? Okay. Oh, not of me though. That was scary. All right. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
How about another picture of me? I want to stay here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'll stay here.
All right.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Nothing's happening yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sit down, 5 years.
I'm sorry.
Shut it down, 5 years.
What's up, King? Okay. Oh, you great. I know. Hold on. Hold on.
Hey, I'm ready for fucking business today.
That's right.
Today is about business. Thank you guys for coming out. As we come on, you better get it together, King. Listen. Listen. Look. He done spelled the word wrong. He done spelled the word wrong.
I so have. Let me be great.
Yes. Why you didn't have all that ready when you rolled up?
Everything blocked off coming through here. You know how they play.
You trying
Everybody waiting on you, King.
I know
Yeah.
No pressure.
He's trying to hook on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitty. You ready, King Demetrius? All right. Thank you all for coming. Today marks the 5th year of the murder of Philando Deval Castile. age 32. Philando was a loving, caring young man that served our children in schools. Philando started working when he was 13 years old. That was when Jordans first became popular. And he asked me for a $100 pair of sneakers, and I said, no way. What you need to do, baby, is go get a job, and I will meet you halfway. That's the way our life was. He worked, and I met him halfway on everything that he wanted in this world. I always taught my children, all you have in this world is your good name and your credit. If you mess up either one of those, you are screwed for life. And one thing Philando did, he listened to his mother, and he trusts his mother. When he bought his first vehicle, we went half on it, and that was the catalyst for all the remaining stops. All of the stops that happened as he was 17 years old. During his driving experience, he had been, like, I would say, recorded 52 times. So we all know the unrecorded. He probably was stopped about 75 times, and he was only driving for about 15 years. We can look at some of these young people out here, older people who have probably never been stopped a day, and haven't been stopped, but I have. I've been stopped in his vehicle because I had on a baseball hat, and they didn't know that I was a female. I say, well, what did you stop me for? Oh, you did a rolling stop. So wait a minute, what is a rolling stop? Either I stopped or I didn't stop. What the is a roll? Notice that I wasn't my son, they let me go. But I'm just saying the pretext stop that they do on Black people is just ridiculous. You have a crack in your windshield, you have a donut on your car, you have something hanging from your rear view mirror, just the light out over your license plate, you got a busted tail light, which what they said about Philando tail light being busted was a damn lie. That was a lie, because I personally went to AutoZone. It was busted, true that, but I went to AutoZone and bought a bulb and that red tape that's temporary. The young man came outside, cleaned out that little spot for the light, and put the bulb and taped it, and took a cutter and went around it where you wouldn't even recognize. So it's just a lot that goes on with the pretext stops that happens here and across the country. And right now, we have gotten out of hand as far as our police departments are concerned. These murders, most of them are murders, but I will say this, according to the Constitution, everybody has their right in court. If you do something wrong, you're supposed to, under the Constitution, have your day in court. But yet, they keep saying that our young people have broken the law, but yet and still they don't go to court because they in turn kill them. It has gotten out of control. And if anybody was at that court building after that circus of a trial that they had for my son, I said, you are not exempt. You are not exempt. And you just don't know what you just did. That man was guilty as hell. He was guilty as hell. We all saw that man shoot my son. We all saw it. Instead of him going to his B pillar like he trained to do, he turned his body. He stuck that gun in the car, and he shot my son 5 times. Tore his body up. Tore his heart Those bullets ricocheted through my baby body and hit every organ. If he had to live, he wouldn't want to live like that. He murdered my son and he walked away. Nothing happened to him. He shot at a baby. God. He shot at a child and nothing was done. Give me a fucking break. That man should be in jail for the rest of his life because that was a murder.
Yes, listen.
It just breaks my heart. He was such a good man, a giving man, a caring man, and a loving man. And that's why I created the Philando Castile Relief Foundation to continue his legacy of kindness. He gave more than he took. You couldn't even get him to argue with you. I've never heard my son raise his voice. A lot of y'all might think I'm lying, but God, he was the son of God, and he did no fucking wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. He went above. He said, sir, sir, I must tell you, I have a weapon in the car. And for his truth and honesty, he was fed 5 bullets. Where do we go from here? Where would we go from here when your truth and honesty and your dignity don't mean shit? Where do we go? You tell me. I'm tired of answering. I want you to see. What are we supposed to do? What are we to do when every time we're accosted, there's no reasoning. There's no talking and trying to understand what's your problem. You're killed. But here's a white guy. He's having a bad day. He just killed 8 goddamn people. Oh, he had a bad day. Oh, well, he didn't know what he was doing. His lifestyle, his parents abused him. Our parents have abused us too. But we don't go out here when we having a bad day. We don't go killing people. For whatever reason and whatever's in our DNA, we have the sanctity and love of life. But you have people that's on the armed force. They are armed and extremely dangerous. They are extremely dangerous. When you don't even try to find out what's happening or what's going on, you just immediately have that assumption, oh, well, instead of me chasing this motherfucker, I'm just going to shoot him in the back. And I was in fear for my life. And all you see is ass and elbow when somebody running from you. What is somebody ass going to do to you? But you scared for your life. I mean, when you say it out of your mouth, it don't make sense. The shit that's happening when you say it out of your mouth, it just don't make sense. And we have to be more conscious about who we're letting in office and who is the president of the union and the federation. We have to know who these people are. I am tired of family members calling me after their child has been murdered, and all they want to do is for you to listen to them, to hear them. Where these legislators, they don't want to hear you. They just wish you go to. Every time you try to talk to them about what's going on or have a half-ass solution or an idea, they don't want to implement anything that you say. They don't want to implement nothing. I've been on so many working groups and panels and discussions and town hall meetings. God damn. I got to stack this fucking high and they ain't implementing nothing. They ain't implementing nothing. But right about now, we can see a little headway. They give you a little bit. We'll do that, but we can't do that. You know, we need them to address these shootings. 85% are being shot to death. Let's address the I was in fear for my life law. For one thing, it's too damn vague. Anybody can say, I'm in fear for my life and shoot you dead, and it's just what it is. It's too vague. You know, you got the what Governor Tim Walz say, it has to have meat on the bones. So we're trying to get you to teach. You know, we're coming up with these solutions, but then nobody wants to implement them. You don't want to talk about I was in fear for my life, you know what I'm saying? Because that would take away that power. That would take away the power. If you take away I was in fear for my life, or you have to be justified to be in fear for your life. Motherfucker got to be in your personal space. You need to see that gun and not a cell phone or a ham sandwich. So we have to be conscious about who's in office and still come out and support these families when we have these talks, because a lot of people, they don't know what's going on out here, and some of them rightly don't give a fuck. Excuse me, y'all, Lord. I go there sometimes, but some people just don't care. They don't care to hear it, because for one thing, it's so painful and it's true that you just really don't want to believe that your police could be this savage. You just don't want to believe this is what they doing. So you turn a blind eye and close up your ears because you just don't want to believe that this is actually happening. Not here in the great state of Minnesota. As much as they fought for what is it? They fought for discrimination, and they supposed to be so prosperous. So it's kind of hard to believe that these type of things are happening in the great state of Minnesota. But it is more than you want to believe. And some of the most high profile murders by police were committed right here in the state of Minnesota. So we really need to pay attention to who we putting in office and make sure that they look at these laws and go back and redo them. I mean, God, it just burns my behind. Oh my goodness, I mean, but anyways, this is the 5th year, and I am so appreciative of all the people who have been by my side and letting me lean on them, you know, and you listening to me and understanding my pain and what I'm trying to bring to the table. I am about resolutions. You know, I don't want to see this continue to happen to our kids, because we need solutions. We need things to change so that we won't have to have more families involved in this fucked up mothers club. That's what I call it. We don't need no more people in this fucked up mothers club. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. A little later on at 8 o'clock, we'll be doing a candlelight vigil in honor of Philando and all the stolen lives. You know, if you talk about one, you're talking about all of them. You're talking about all of them when you talk about one, because this we have a bond that's unbreakable, and it's so ugly. It is so ugly. I didn't want to meet her. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't want to meet that young man's fan, Winston's fan. I didn't want to meet these people, not under these circumstances. Not under these circumstances. I didn't want to meet none of them. But I know them now. And we have a bond, an unbreakable bond, and it's an ugly bond. But we're going to have that visual later on, and we got a lot of things to, really great things to talk about later this evening over on What is it called? No. What is it called? John, what is it called? No, the Philando Castile Memorial fucking Avenue. Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
All right. I thank you all for being here today. My name is Tashira Garraway. I am the founder of.
Right. Okay.
I am supposed to be serious right now. My name is Tashira Garraway. I am the founder of Family Supporting Families Against Police Violence. And also, most of all, I am the mother of Justin Tigan's now 15-year-old son. Justin Tigan was brutally beat to death by the St. Paul police here in the state of Minnesota and thrown inside of a trash dumpster August 19, 2009. I am here today to stand in solidarity with Miss Valerie Castile for the murder of Philando Castile. When Justin was murdered in 2009, I knew in my heart how strategically they covered up Justin's murder, that there would be more murders. And as the years continued to go by, and I watched on the news when I seen Jamar Clark get murdered, and then I seen Philando, I was watching Facebook Live, and I seen Philando get murdered. It was a stab in my chest. It is re-traumatizing to have to constantly see these murders happen over and over and over again. I can never get out of my head what I seen when I walked into the mortuary and seen Justin's skull cracked in half after being pulled over by the St. Paul police. I can never get out of my head seeing Philando cling to life in that car that day when he did what his mother asked him to do, and that's be honest. I can never get out of my head seeing George Floyd with a knee in his neck urinate on himself and plead to his mother and just ask for help. I can never get these images out of my mind. But what bothers me is what led up to George Floyd. And that is people like Philando Castile. What led up to George Floyd is hundreds of more murders, and they did nothing about it. They seen what happened. They seen what happened to Philando. And 18 months later, after Philando was murdered, a white woman was murdered by a black officer. And prior to Derek Chauvin, he was the only officer, the black officer, the minority man was the only officer here in the state of Minnesota to ever be held again. 470 murders in the last 20 years in the state of Minnesota alone. How is it that the minority man that killed the white woman was the only one that was held accountable? There was no video in that murder. All they needed to know was that a minority man killed a white woman. In addition to that, there was a video in Philando's murder. We seen him clinging to life, but the officer walks free because he killed a black man. The officer that killed that white woman, Justine Damond, not held accountable, was not locked away because what he did was wrong. Because if that was true, all of them would be locked up. So it wasn't because he was wrong. It was because of the color of his skin when he committed the act. That is why the black man was incarcerated, because of the color of his skin and the color of that white woman's skin. So we know the truth. In addition to that, I am not, under no circumstance, I don't care about no money, because no money can't take away this pain that I feel what they're doing to black men in this state and around the United States. But I will say this, because this is what they use to put value on human beings. Justine Damond's mother or family got $20 million. Philando family got $3 million. There's a $17 million difference, and we want to know, why do we continue to get their crumbs for every single thing? Every single thing. What was the value in life that was different? What was the difference in the value of life? Why is it that Orlando's mother got those crumbs? Why is it that the officer that killed Orlando is still out here, but the person that killed Justine DeMond, who was a minority man 18 months later, why is he locked away? Because of white supremacy and white privilege. That's why. We know what it is. It's time to call it out for what it is, and we have a duty to do that. Things with hearts and with minds, and for empathy and love for other human beings, despite their sexual orientation, despite their skin color, despite their religion, despite whatever they did wrong and got tickets 30 years ago. We still have a duty to stand up for what's right and to stand up for other human beings. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. All power to the people. Thank you. We will now call forward John Mccollum, Justice Coalition.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Mcclellan, president of the Minnesota Justice Coalition. We are part of a collective of organizations that work with the families and community to draft and advance legislation and other policy initiatives at the St. Paul and in Washington, D.C. I want to give my deepest condolences to the families who should not have to be here and whose lives have been changed forever. 5 years ago tonight, an encounter started at 9:05 p.m. and lasted 74 seconds. The images have transfixed people around the world. Philando Castile was licensed to carry a gun and was recorded on a dashboard camera video calmly telling the officer that he had a weapon in the car. The officer told him not to reach for the weapon, and Philando Castile assured the officer he was not doing so. And within seconds, 7 shots were fired, 5 hitting Philando, and 2 of the shots pierced. Philando's mom, Valerie, son, city, and are you kidding right now? The system in this country continues to fail Black people and will continue to fail us. What has changed our communities? Thinking, what would have been served in Philando's case? Would we have had the killing of George Floyd done? I keep thinking about the fact that Philando Castile was pulled over by police 52 times. I also keep thinking about when Valerie Castile said she was just Black in the wrong. Former governor of Minnesota, Mark Dayton, saying, is not safe for Black people. But yet the state of Minnesota has failed time and time again to pass any substantive police reform legislation. What has changed? Wants to send condolences, but no one wants to fight the problem. We are in the exact same place we were 5 years ago. These officers get the privilege to continue to live their lives while their victims are slain and the survivors of the victims are left picking up the pieces. They hide behind a coded slogan of protect and serve in a system that protects and serves police. The instability from those who are supposed to serve and protect us is an epidemic that continues to plague this country. I keep thinking about how this officer received $48 from the city in a separation agreement for killing Philando. At the very least, be allowed to be a police officer and he should be serving a prison sentence. Were bombed by terrorists on 9/11. Every black person knows where they were when Philando Castile was killed. For me, I was at work, and a few of my colleagues came over, and we had a very in-depth conversation about what we needed to do to fix the problem. As part of this discussion, we focused on the money component. We focused on law enforcement officers who broke the law, and as a result of this conversation, I drafted a piece of legislation. Specifically, law enforcement officers would lose their taxpayer-funded portion of their pension if they are convicted of a felony while in uniform under of law. This is in addition to many other legislation initiatives that we have drafted. Valerie, I want to thank you for your advocacy and your unwavering fight for justice. Winston Churchill once said, "All the greatest things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, and hope." Thank you.
I now will call forward Representative John Thompson.
Hey, I'm State Representative John Thompson. Philando, I'm still wearing Jordans. And still, my mom she didn't buy them. I'm still being profiled for these too. Matter of fact, I was just pulled over Saturday, in pretextual stop, and you don't have a front license plate. I got a ticket for my. Anyway, I thought we weren't doing pretextual stops here in this state, but we are. We're still getting driving while black tickets here in this state. Matter of fact, in St. Paul. So let's just call it what it is. But they turn deadly. These traffic stops turn deadly. Because I'm in my car with this baseball hat. And you can't tell I'm State Representative John Thompson. Neither should I have to change my clothes or the stuff that I'm comfortable in. I'm a Minnesota State Representative. I'm a lawmaker here. I can wear what I want to wear. I shouldn't have to be profiled. This is ridiculous. And it was, by the way, it was a sergeant here in St. Paul. By the way, we promote bad behavior. Bob Crow was a sergeant, by the way. I don't know if y'all know that. We promote bad officers here to sergeant, right? Let's just be clear with the message. Anyway, I know a lot of people spoke. A lot of people changed, and then absolutely, as far as police reform, nothing. But, where she is? Come here. Look what we got coming up. Look what we got. That's the change. Look what we got. Our youth. You don't know where to college, right? You don't know where to college. Right. We're building our change. Right? If we show them, they could definitely see it and they can be it. And so we want to make sure that we wish her well on her journey to college. This is our future leader right here. Pass the torch. Don't be ashamed to pass the torch. Stand right here with us. A lot has changed, though. I'm gonna give you an example of some change, right? People still call John a terrorist. People are mad at me because of my words. I'm always mad because of the actions that I have to step out and speak about. So a lot has changed. Not this. I'm gonna say this one. Here, this is something that changed from Patrick Murphy, Chief Clerk, of the Minnesota House of Representatives, right? Right? Because I'm not a domestic terrorist. As a matter of fact, this certificate right here is a certificate of elections. I am a Minnesota lawmaker. A lot has changed, right? And I said I'm gonna be the change that I want to see. I haven't lied to y'all yet. If I grab this microphone and lie to y'all, call me a liar. And then I'll be real brief because Mom said, she's about resolutions, right? She said she's about resolutions. So as a lawmaker, here's a Minnesota resolution right here in honor of my friend celebrating the life of Philando Castile, affirming support, ongoing efforts to ensure public safety and justice for all Minnesotans. Whereas Philando Castile was born July 16th, 1983, to his mother, Mama Val Castile, in St. Louis, Missouri. Whereas Philando graduated from Paul Central High School in 2001, Philando loved this city. Spent much of his career employed by the same people he graduated from. He was employed by the St. Paul Public School District, and whereas Philando worked as a capital supervisor for J.J. Hill Montessori School, Magnet School in St. Paul, where he met of 500 children, and by the way, their nutrition allergies and what they can and couldn't eat without looking at their pictures. He memorized that. When the man said he loved everybody, he meant he loved everybody. 500 children he served each day. Philando was described by his colleagues and friends as a good-hearted and role model for students, and whereas Philando was fatally shot by a police officer, Geronimo Yanez, in Falcon Heights on July 6, 2016, this day, 2016. Whereas Philando's death sparked local and national protests. Police killed his mother. Friends continue to advocate for police accountability reforms, changes to the Minnesota criminal justice system. Now, therefore, be it resolved, again, I'm a state legislator, be it resolved by the Committee on Rules and Legislation and the Administration of the House of Representatives in the state of Minnesota that it's an honor, that it honors the memory of Philando Castile and will continue to ensure efforts of all Minnesotans that receive public service. This was dated June 30th, 2021, the last day of session by our colleague Melissa Hortman, who is our House Speaker. By the way, Minnesota legislator, y'all. This was signed by Ryan Winkler, who is the chair. And make sure y'all give it up. When y'all see Brother Ryan Winkler and Melissa, make sure y'all give it up to them, man, because we work hard here, man, to try to change a system that's been tearing us apart for years. It's going to take a while, man. And I used to think that change happened immediately, right? I know that the only way change happens is if you go out and be the change. Again, y'all, I'm a state legislator. And at the end of this is signed by the same person they call a terrorist here in this state. It's signed by the Honorable John Thompson, Minnesota House of Representatives, District 67A. See, I know what it takes to change a system. And since we can't beat y'all, we might as well join y'all at the table. Because if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And I want me to like tone it down a little bit, but I have to address that. Because here's the thing, man, if they try to pit us against each other with our grief, and I want y'all to hear me loud and clear. I know damn well it's a lot of shootings in Minnesota. I know it's a lot of shootings in St. Paul. But I'd be damned if you're going to use the police shootings in our community as an excuse to over-police our community and tell us that's an excuse to brutalize our black people. That's an excuse to say that you in fear for your life. No, do your damn job, because the police have not been underfunded and you have not stopped crime in our community since I've been here. They have not been underfunded. They have not been defunded. Don't let them fool y'all into thinking, oh, we short. They short in Minneapolis because some of them police officers got a little sense and said, my job is under federal investigation. I can go somewhere else that ain't doing what we're doing over here in Minneapolis. Same here in St. Paul. The good officers are leaving because they see the job turning into crap, and the bad officers are turning it into crap. Don't call me. People are mad at my words. Again, they call me a terrorist. I've never stormed the Capitol, and I don't even know any of my friends who've ever stormed the Capitol. Never. I've never shot up a mosque. I've never shot up a mosque in my life, and I don't know any of my friends who shot up or bombed my brothers and sisters' mosques here in this state. So you can't call me a terrorist because of my words, but I could call you a terrorist because of your actions. Let's be clear. Black people didn't set no fires in Minneapolis. Black people didn't set no fires in Minneapolis. It was them people from rural Minnesota that came here to spark this outrage. We need more. Look, y'all not going to play politics with our lives here. I'm going to clear the air. Y'all not going to use our pain against us. And I'm going to clear the air. And if you love me, look at somebody next to you and tell them you love them. Because we may not see me tomorrow. I love you, bro. You know I do. Man, if something happened to your family, man, I'll be right here in front of this podium right here speaking just like I'm speaking. You right here in them glasses, brother. I love you, man. You hear me, man? You in the back with your phone, the gray cap. I love you, brother. Color your skin don't matter to me.
Amen.
You're my brother.
Amen.
I love you. And if I don't say it, somebody will tell you I hate you. I don't hate you. If something happens to your family, I'm going to be right here at this microphone speaking on your behalf.
Amen.
Wrong is wrong, brother.
Amen.
Let's start getting some more love out here. Stop letting these people draw these narratives for us. Bro, I'm not somebody you should fear. I am not a monster. But if you fear progress, definitely should fear me. But don't only fear me, fear my future. Because they coming. Don't only fear me. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to get these framed and then I'm going to hand them to you.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, God. Our last speaker, which will be Mel Reeves, and then we will get started on our march. Mel Reeves, activist.
Oh, Brother Mel.
All right, Brother Mel. Listen.
So to share, I'm gonna try to follow the rules and be as short as I can. It's a running joke because everybody goes a little long, but since I'm the oldest, to be more disciplined, so they hold me a little tighter. But it's okay. It's okay. Since I've been here so long, I got a lot much more to say. That makes sense to me. So we hold these truths to be self-evident that all human beings are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You all know that, don't you?
Amen.
So that was declared in 1776.
Come on.
And when they declared it, they didn't have everything in mind.
Come on.
When they declared it, they were treating some human beings like less than human beings. They weren't just enslaved. A lot of folks think that black people went through slavery, Africans went through slavery, and other people went through slavery. No, they went through something called chattel slavery, which is a good word times with cattle, because they were treated like animals, like cattle, like things. It's an important point because 200 some years later, we are still treated like slaves, like cattle. Because I dare people to give me a better explanation why Philando Castile is not here with us today. You can't give me a good one. You can made a mistake or his training. Let me tell you something. If you see somebody walking on 2 feet, arms, 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 ears, opposable thumbs, there's a good chance they're a damn human being. Right? I don't need no manual to tell me how to treat a human being.
Come on.
Right? I see a human being, I treat him like a human being. So we have a society that's been built on a lie. Right? They said we have certain inalienable rights. They even said they were endowed by Creator. They admitted it. Right? But yet, life is not sacred in this country. They put people in uniforms and tell you all kinds of lies about what their real job is. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Their real job is to keep you in check.
Come on now.
Their real job is to keep us divided. Right? Their real job is to reinforce all the stereotypes in this society. That's why they beat up on women as well as black people. That's why they beat up on brown people and yellow people. Because they're trying to say to you, you got nothing coming in this society. If we did, we wouldn't have to fight all the daggum time.
That's right.
Right? If this society was, if we were citizens, if that declaration was meant for us, we wouldn't be here right now.
That's right. Come on now.
So we have to tell the truth. We can't keep complaining all the time. You've got to look at what's going on and yourself, you're going to change it. John is right. Everybody's going to have to be their own change agent. But we got to stop this little self-righteous thing too. We're not in church. This ain't no church. This is open to everybody. See, if somebody gets hurt, somebody gets killed or victimized, we want everybody to come out. We don't care whether you go to church, synagogue, mosque. We don't care. You got no belief, no religion. It don't matter, right? If you believe that injustice was committed, we want you standing with us. Speaking of, one of the most painful experiences in my life, in my whole life, and I had some painful experiences, was sitting with this sister during that trial while she had to see her son laid out on the slab with bullet holes in him. I don't know how to this how she sat through that. I'm glad I was able to sit with her. I hope I gave her some comfort. but I don't know how she, because it was killing me. And by the way, I don't like to come to the angel firsters because this is personal to me. Every time somebody goes down at that result of injustice, it's personal to me. I feel this. I feel that pain. I can't feel that pain, but I feel pain. And you ought to empathize. That's what they work against. They work against in the society, you feeling other people's pain and empathy. You realize that? Of course they do. Because why do people get on Facebook and say the dumbest, most unempathetic, most insensitive stuff that even an animal would say if they could talk, right? So they must be programmed to do that kind of thing. Freddie Douglass said on the 4th of July so many years ago, he said this country would set a nation of savages to shame. It would. What kind of country talking about life and the preservation of life and all this stuff? Life, we precious life. But they run around killing folks all the time. Come on. I couldn't even get to sleep last night for them killing. The police killed somebody, running into them, chasing somebody last night in Minneapolis. Right? Whatever happened to the idea of sanctity of life? Come on now. Right? Whatever happened to the sanctity of life? And it doesn't exist. We have to make it so. We have to make it so. Geronimo Yanez killed Philando, and then while we were in that trial, I kept waiting to see something in his face, something that would say he was sorry. You know that son of a gun never showed any kind of remorse. What the hell society we live in? We got people who kill people and show no remorse? Well, who's raising these folks? You know, they always talk about black folks not being raised well. Well, who the hell raised these white folks' kids? You can't even show remorse? And we know why Derek Chauvin is a psychopath. His mom's a damn psychopath. Who the hell gets up in court and doesn't say a word about the family your son murdered? So she didn't have a word to say about the Floyd family. Not one word. Come on. She told on herself. She's a psychopath. You can tell I said it. Yes, she had a psychopathic son. Yeah, and she knew it. She got up and lied. He ain't never been nice. So anyway, I'm gonna close by saying that we need these cases reopened. Even Philando's case. I don't care that he went through a trial and Sister Valerie was so nice and so kind to those prosecutors. I wanted to cuss them out, but I couldn't because she felt like they did the best they could. Maybe she did. They did, Sister Val, but I didn't feel like they did all they could do. They ain't do shit. That's right. But I think we ought to have another trial. What y'all think? Yeah. And I know y'all are thinking, well, there are rules, right? There are rules. You know, you can't do it again. The hell with their rules, right? They don't follow the rules, right? When they want to knock us off, they will. If they want to stop us down the street, about rules. Ultimately, we're going to have to organize the society where we organize around our rules, the rules that say the human life is valuable. Right? The rules that say no matter what color you are, you're valuable. No matter what sex, what orientation, that you're valuable. That's what we've got to do ultimately. So the hell with all the roadblocks, and we can get them reopened too. Let me tell you something. If we start messing with these people's money and other stuff, they'll gladly reopen some of these cases. I'm telling you what I know. Now, I keep saying we ought to boycott this joint. Ain't nobody picking it up on me, but that's okay. One of these days, y'all are going to agree that we're going to have to make them. I'm tired of paying. My community paying. I want them to feel some pain, too. That's right. So anyway, I'm closing with this. Let's reopen all the cases. Amen. All of them. And jail the killer cops. Every last one of them. Prosecute every last one of them. Thank you.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
Yeah, he closed that out.
I have no clue how you
And that concludes the press conference.
Hey, Mel, you guys, that concludes the press conference. Do you guys have any questions for Miss Valerie Castile or anybody? Do you have any questions? All right. Well, for everyone else that is here, we will get started on the March for Orlando. We are just to go around the governor's mansion. We'll start a little bit of noise on this street where they sleep so peacefully in their homes while we have to go home to our families that they have literally disrupted and destroyed, killing our loved ones. But we're going to hold it down. I know that it started raining. Anybody that wants to caravan can do that. Otherwise, we'll get going on our March for Orlando. Justice for Orlando. Would you like to say anything, Miss Villa? Would like to.
I just wanted to say one last thing. One last thing. Murder is not political.
That's right.
It's the basic violation of our human rights.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming out, but murder is not political. It's a violation of our human and civil rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not in the camera right now. We're gonna go right around the corner. I can go right to the hours.
Appreciate it, sir.
No justice, no peace. Justice, no peace.
Hey, I wasn't expecting it right there.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. Hey, these killing cops have got to go. 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 These killing cops have got to go.
What's going on, everybody? Rob G, Visual 12 Media Group, out here at the governor's mansion. Just had a press conference. Now the march is starting. I do not own the rights to any music you may hear playing in the background. Please like, share, and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, and I'm just trying to get myself together so I could.
Everything matters, right? So the first thing you need to do.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
And now we're going to unscrew the base.
You can't judge the revolution.
Can I ask who you guys are with? Can I ask who you guys are with?
Well, I report for the update, but I'm shooting a documentary for SPNN.
Oh, okay.
You can't kill the revolution.
Right. Learning the camera.
Yeah, you see I'm like,
Okay.
We gon' get a liberation.
All right.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop.
I'm all the way zoomed out. That is weird. It wasn't like that at first. Something happened.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name.
What's up, man?
Who they
You
killed?
I'm going. Yeah, go
Who
for the
they
mic.
murdered?
Yep.
Say his name.
I'm zoomed all the way out. I don't think it was like that before.
Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. Justice for. When I say Philando, y'all say Castile. Philando. 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 in the streets. Get in the streets. If you don't want no justice, take your bitch ass home.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with the camera, y'all. I do apologize.
Get in the streets.
I don't feel I should be zoomed in that far while I'm zoomed.
Take your bitch ass home. 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 Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. And that's on that, like boots on the ground. Hey, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. And that's on that. You can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution.
I hate to stop the feed and restart it again, but
you can't jail the revolution.
That's a little annoying to me.
You can't jail the revolution. You can't kill the revolution. We gon' get our liberation. We gon' get our liberation. We gon' get our reparations. We gon' get our reparations.
Hey.
No good cops in a racist system.
Hey, hey y'all, give me a couple of minutes. Give me a minute, y'all. Hold on.
Give me a beat.
I don't know what's going on. Oh, something happened. Hey, I'm back. I don't know what happened, but
what is that spell? What is that spell? Give me a B.
I think that's better.
Give me an L.
I gotta
Give me an L.
Y'all gotta
what
give
is
me
that
a
spell?
second.
What is that spell?
I don't want nobody throwing up on me. Give me a second.
Everywhere we go, the people want to know who we are. So we tell them we are the people, the motherfucking people. We are the people, the motherfucking people.
Hey, I'm gonna catch up and I'm just don't get mad when I start running, y'all. Yeah, I'm good. All right, I'm just about there, y'all. All right. I'm having issues. I do apologize. I don't know. I'm having issues. I just have too much non-pants. They at the house, so my game boy up. I did trouble.
Who's motherfucking street? Who's all around? We here, to shut this shit down. Come on. Who's all around? We here, to shut this shit down. Come on. Who's all around?
All right, I'm just connecting my gimbal, y'all. Give me a second. This is a bad stream at this point for me, y'all. I do apologize again. I got a bigger tripod. It has a handle on it, but I think it's a little weird with my gimbal on it. And then I have a big umbrella with me. I didn't want to bring a backpack. Did not want to bring a backpack, but maybe I'm gonna have to get used to carrying one with me. I'm ordering one coming up here before my trip to Washington.
If Jeffrey don't get it, if Kobe don't get it, if Isaac don't get it, if Travis don't get it, if Justin don't get it, if Emmy don't get it.
And then I usually don't walk this fast with my camera like this anyway. I'm just trying to catch up. I didn't miss the march, but I missed the march because we're back at the governor's mansion. I do not own the rights to the music we'll be playing in the background.
Who shut this down? Who shut this down? Who shut this down? Who shut this down? If Orlando don't get it, 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 if our families 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 don't get it
just love it. Say, mama, mama, can't you see what the system's done to me? They lock us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Say, 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 mama, mama, don't you know? The police have got to go. They lock us up and shoot us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Say, 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 mama, mama, can't you see what the system's done to me? They lock us up and put us down. Ain't no justice in this town. Say, 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 mama, mama, don't you know?
Ain't no justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town. I say, ain't no justice in this town.
Justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town.
Say, mama, mama, don't you know?
Mama, mama, don't you know?
The police have got to go.
The police got to go.
They lock us up and shoot us down.
Lock us up and shoot us down.
Say, ain't no justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town.
Say, ain't no justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town.
Say, ain't no justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town.
Say, ain't no justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town.
Say, ain't no justice in this town.
Ain't no justice in this town.
Say his name. What's his name? Say his name. Say his name. Justice for. What's his name? Who they kill? Who they murder? Justice for. Say his name. Say his name. If Philando don't get it, 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 if Philando don't get it.
Thank you, Brandon. We will have because Brandon, we will have shortly, just briefly, Cortez say a few words. We will have Emmett Till's cousin Deborah say a few words, and then we will close it out with Valerie Castile. Will close us out with some final remarks. But one thing I want to say, when it concerns Emmett Till, these are modern day lynchings. And that is what Emmett Till was, lynching. And this is all connected. What they're doing here in the state of Minnesota, it's connected to the lynchings, and it's just a modern day way of doing it through these police departments. So we will have a few words. Please keep it brief because it's raining, but you know, we're going to be out here, rain, hail, sleet, snow, when they're killing our people and our black men in the streets for no reason. Cortez, a community activist.
All power to the people. Who's street? Who's street? Justice for? Justice for? Justice for? Justice for?
All power to the people, man. I'm Cortez Price. I'm standing in solidarity with Ms. Valerie Castile, man. Justice for Philando Castile. We will continue to be standing out here, support these families, man. We gotta continue to support these families. We cannot be like lawyers and do ambulance chasing shit. Excuse my language. We gotta be making sure that we do not forget about our loved ones who have paved the way. There's blood in these streets in Minnesota. Please let's not forget about these families. Ask these families, is there anything that they need us to do? Don't just pick up and do whatever you want to do, because that's not right. That is definitely not right. So
say that.
That part. Okay. But yeah, man. Like I said, I just, you know what I mean, held a pull-up barbecue for Mr. Philando Castile, Justice for Philando Castile. I'm gonna continue to be doing this, uplifting these families. That is what is important. That's what's most important, man. Right. Pushing for legislative changes in our community and uplifting these families. That's right. Because without this, we have nothing. That's right. We have nothing. And if we keep on bickering and fighting, we ain't gonna get no change for another 30 years. So we all need to come together, man. We all need to come together, love one another, and uplift these organizations that's out here doing the work. That's right. All power to the people.
All power to the people. Thank you, Cortez. Thank you. We will now call forward Deborah Watts, the family of Emmett Till.
Listen.
I just could not, just like you, pass up this opportunity because of the brutal murder of Philando Castile. Please say his name. Philando Castile. Say his name. Philando Castile. And say a prayer for his family, because it is a long journey that they have already come on and that they're going to be on. I'm standing here in solidarity with Ms. Valerie and the rest of her family and all the community. I'm the cousin of Emmett Till. My name is Deborah Watts, and I'm also the co-founder of the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation. Emmett Till, on July 25th, would have been 80 years old. He could have been enjoying his children, his grandchildren, but he was brutally murdered and lynched on August 28, 1955. The parallels are so strong. The through line is so strong. Minnesota, Mississippi. Minnesota, Mississippi. We've combined it and said Mississippi.
That's right.
Because the disparities are here in housing, education, and also the murders that are unsolved and that are unattended.
That's right.
So listen, justice needs to prevail. And as I always said, the past is not past.
That's right.
Until justice prevails.
That's right.
The past is not past until justice prevails for Philando, for Emmett, and all the other families that are standing here today, including Justin Teigen and all the other ones. So thank you very much. Keep your boots on the ground. Everywhere, wherever you are in your jobs, wherever you are in your station of life, think about what you can do. That little bit, whether it's designing a flyer, whether it's showing up at a march, no one should be not busy about the business of saving lives. So thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Deborah. We will now, I will let Valerie Castile close us out with a few words. And then I have an announcement just to let you guys know about for the guy that got killed yesterday, I believe, on 41st. At 41st and Lindale is where it was, 12:30 a.m. tonight.
Last night?
This morning.
This morning.
Yeah. So, but we will close this out with some remarks from Valerie Castile. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the family. And, you know, it's whatever you do. And I think that just continuing these difficult conversations. Like I said before, people don't want to understand the veracity of what's going on in this country. And they don't want to talk about it. You know,
those black people, it ain't that bad. They just exaggerating, but this is our reality. Nobody else's. This is our
I got a
reality,
huge umbrella,
and we
so
need your support.
constantly
We
trying to
need
move
all
out of people's
allies,
way
all
too.
boots on the ground, because at the end of the day, we all are connected. We are all human beings, and we have to support one another and be there for one another. And when you see some shit going funky, step up and say, what's going on? What's going on? What y'all doing? You understand what I'm saying? Because we all connected. We all are human beings. We all bleed red. We all have one heart, two kidneys, a liver, two eyes. And I tell you, white supremacists, they don't want, when they lily white, her girlfriends and their children get sick, they don't care where the organ come from. They'll take a black heart or a black kidney or something like that. But come on now, they don't care where it come from as long as it'll save their baby. And we love our kids just like anybody else love their kids, and until these white folks start looking at our kids and valuing our children the way they value theirs, they're going to keep on murdering our children until they value them just like they do their own. I love my son, and I thought the sun rose up in his ass just like anybody else.
That's right. Say that.
And he was murdered for being honest and telling the truth. Where we gonna go from there, people? When you be honest and you tell the truth, and somebody shoot you 5 times. You didn't even have to say all of that. You know what I'm saying? But you're trying to be sure that everything okay, everybody in the car is safe. So let me tell this motherfucker, I got a gun in the car, a weapon. He didn't say gun. He called it like he was trained to do. He called it a weapon. Sir, I must tell you, I have a weapon in the car. But instead of that idiot saying, okay, well, just stop moving. Don't go for your ID like I asked you. I asked you for the ID. Right. You never said stop moving for the ID. Right. Anybody with common sense, you ask me one thing. I'm not thinking you gonna shoot me, and I think about it all the time. The horror in my son's face and how scared he was looking down the barrel of a gun. Wondering what's going on, what I do, sir, what I do. You asked me for my ID, and I'm giving it to you. You never said stop reaching for the ID. That's the thing. And my son's sitting there trying to talk to this mother. Man, I'm not reaching. I'm not reaching. He's not reaching. He's not reaching. And he unload. He shot at my son 7 times, and his body absorbed 5.
That ain't right.
He absorbed 5 bullets for being honest and telling the truth and trying to protect the people in the car. And then 12 people said, this is what a justified shooting looks like. This is okay what happened to my son. This is what police, what they call it, the police would do. This is what they would do. What is that word they call themselves? Reasonable. This is what a reasonable officer would do. Now, what I want you to ask yourself, what is left for an unreasonable officer to do? You have taken a life, but you reasonable. Now tell me, what is the unreasonable officer gonna do? You kill somebody. You taking somebody's life. But that's what a reasonable officer would do. They need to go back to the motherfucking drawing board with quickness. With the quickness. But I'm just saying that, you know, a lot of these things, and these are similar stories. They different, but they so similar because it's the simplest thing could have happened. You know, you just think about the simple thing that would have solved that problem, and these children would still be alive if they just took the time. Took the time. But no, there's no reasoning with black people. There's no conversations. There's no understanding. There's no
how you doing or what's going on. There's none of that. And instead of one of these officers chasing somebody, they rather shoot you in the damn back and get it over with. I'm not gonna chase that fast ass man, that fast, and just shoot him in the back. I mean, what kind of donkey shit is that? I mean, it's modern day lynching, and we all know it. And that's the irony about all of this. We all know what the problems and the issues are, but what the fuck is we gonna do? What is we gonna do? We know exactly what it is. We know about the oppression and the disparities and the murders and the killings and unfair housing and the red line, and we know all these things. But what the hell is we gonna do about this mess? And again, it falls on the people that are elected into our government. So I want to thank you guys for coming out and supporting my family. It means a lot, and we just love on our community so much. The foundation has done a lot out in the community to support you guys as well. You know, we want to make sure y'all are educated, and when you take these positions, because y'all are leaders of this, the future leaders of this country. So we got to make sure we take care of y'all. You know, I see a lot of young bodies out here, and we have to make sure we take care of them so that they can lead this country and take those seats. And I'm so proud that a lot of African American men and women, because, you know, when we talk about the 4th of July, Black people were still slaves.
That's right.
And they had no respect for women.
That's right.
Come on now. They didn't have no respect for women either. So, you know, we have to just rally together and be there for one another and support one another. And I mean, it's a lot, but it's doable.
That's right.
They made it. We can break it.
We have 2 announcements, and then we'll close out with a side of speech. One, Kim Handy Jones for her for Cordell Handy this whole weekend. Friday will be the rally. So check the Facebook pages. Saturday will be the banquet, and then Sunday will end with the prayer. So check the Facebook pages for the whole weekend for that event. And then we also have one more event. Tonya and Gabe, Native Lives Matter, is hosting this evening, and I will let Keith tell you guys about that.
So last night, the Minneapolis Police Department were doing a traffic stop, and the individual that was driving took off. They decided to do a high-speed pursuit, and the Minneapolis police officer rammed into a car, killing the occupant of that car, and then slammed that car into another car.
Yep.
So right now, that family whose loved one was killed by the police, once again,
I believe his name was Lionel Frazier.
Darnell Frazier. Lionel Frazier. He was killed at 41st and Lindale Avenue North, and there are people that are gathering there now for a vigil. He's 40 years old, so.
Thank you, Keith.
Oh, wow.
Also, Philando also has tomorrow for Philando, or this evening, first and foremost, over on Lopinter, where he was killed. And I'm going to let Mama Valerie say the street, because we got a new street. Go ahead, Mama Valerie.
We're having the candlelight visual at 8 p.m. at the Philando Castile Memorial Avenue, A.K. Lopinter and Fry. And tomorrow is the Unity Barbecue that's going to be at Falcon Heights City Hall. That's also on Lopinter, on Philando. Yeah, because that 1 mile. Absolutely, on Philando Castile Memorial Avenue.
Yeah.
But we're having a Unity Barbecue, and it starts at 5:30. There'll be a raffle and music and fun and just breaking bread, enjoying one another's company and just loving on one another, loving on the community, and just being safe and doing some things in honor of Philando. Thank you very much.
I love the way she says street. Okay, so justice for who? If Orlando don't get it, shut it down. If Orlando don't get it, shut it down. If Orlando don't get it, shut it down. And we will end with a sign of speech.
I'm actually going to hand it over to a young black activist over here to do it.
We have a duty to fight for our people. We have a duty to fight for our people. We have a duty to win. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Cortez Rice in the building.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 All power to the people.
All power to the people. Give me a second,
Okay.
This is my big umbrella.
Are you going to cover when they investigate Terrence Franklin?
When is that?
It was in Time magazine, but I wanted to get the actual print copy because I'm obviously going to get a library, but it was on the online. Oh my God! Oh my! It did the whole. We're opening it back up. You got to read
Oh
this
yeah,
article.
that
Did you read the
that
article?
video from 2013.
Yes. What they dug, what they actually old school, what so far back they pulled up exactly words that you put this for those what, 10 seconds.
Right.
They pull up those words, and then they pull it up. Nothing matters. Did you read the article?
I've been out here so much. I had to save on my Facebook.
Yeah. I started it last week, but I wanted to say it was on my time, so I figured it's got to be in print.
Yeah.
So I went into the bookstore and I got overwhelmed with it. Oh my God, it's gonna make you cry. No, because they only do it weekly.
Yeah, the online.
I don't know if it's going to be on.
Online, yeah.
But I wonder if it's going to do it in print. Because I looked at Time magazine and they do it by the week. So it's not
Right.
next
Well,
week.
yeah. If they when yeah. I'm gonna try to anyway.
When you get me to stop talking, I could not believe layers on layers, and then the bullets directed didn't match, and then they.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I do have a video saved on my Facebook. I just didn't look at it yet. Now enough time, but I literally do have it saved.
So do I. I got
Facebook
my bookmark looks like
to check it out. So yeah, that's
they built the case. This is
right.
They've got so many layers of the evidence in the church. They literally, I know, if I do it again.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot that's upsetting. It's definitely a lot that's upsetting.
You can't take everything.
I know.
They still get a stupidity. I mean, it's this simple. I thought it's just this bullshit. Okay, Mccollum, right? I was gonna go to God. I was supposed to like Spruce Tree. They were going to have a rally. So I parked across the street. And I was all these copters, yada, yada, yada. Oh my God, I this bitch. And I saw a helicopter overhead. So I pulled across the highway. You know, there was a soccer thing or whatever.
Right.
And there was this little bank. And I'm watching them. There's like 5 little short buses, you know, SWAT team, yada, yada. And the lady flipped over in the back. She was feeding them all, right? This is, everywhere. So here's the bank they're remodeling. So here's a little trailer, construction trailer, and a satellite bathroom, right? And a dumpster. So the cops 8, 4, 5, 6. They got out. There's no scoop in there. Now, if you and I did that, we'd be finding ourselves with a little write-up. There's 3 cops just got on the satellite, right? One of them didn't pee, and the other 2 couldn't wait, so they flipped it out right next to the dumpster. And public, I mean, this is a wide open area if you look at it.
Right.
And I'm like this. So I walk over to get a picture.
Right, man. Yes, sir. You too, man. You too, man. Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you. Cortez Rice.
Cortez Rice. Yes, sir.
So in the last couple, like a dog, he kicked the snow over the knee to hide the evidence. And I was going to go over and take a little yellow streak. I'm like, can you stop this? Moron. I mean, there are no rules.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I about none of that. How I did.
How you feeling? I'm doing all right, man. Yourself?
Making it, surviving.
Man, that's all we can try to do.
All we can try.
It used to be that's all we can do.
Yeah, all we can try. Shit.
Man.
Try my best.
Getting
that workout in that thing.
Love you. Be safe.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's like a little apple.
Down that way. Okay. All right. Okay.
I just want to shake it.
Thank you, son.
I'm Rob, Visual 12 Media Group. I'm out here every day for the movie.
All right.
I just wanted to shake your hand. Can you tell them your name?
My name is Valerie Castillo.
Valerie Castillo. This is Philando Castillo's mom, y'all. Show her some love. So, thank you so much for being in Minnesota.
Oh, they got a fight on their damn hand. But they do know.
They know. They know. They for sure know it. They just ain't prepared for it.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Have a good one. Yeah, I had to say hey and shake her hand.
car yelling at me. She's yelling at me, Rob. I don't know. Oh, Jan, right here.
Okay? Yeah. I get that information from you again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, baby.
Are you good, man? No more levitating.
Yeah, I did meet Cortez already a while ago. All right, thank y'all for joining me. It's Rob G, Visual 12 Media Group, LLC. Out here just leaving the governor's mansion here in Minnesota. Um, there was a press conference. Justice for Orlando Castillo was killed. It is the 5-year anniversary of his death, but justice still has not been served, even though the case is over and the family was, um, paid something in a civil case, but that does not mean justice. Does not mean justice. I mean, for some of y'all it might, but have a family member killed and then say, "Here's some money for it. There you go. Get over it," and then tell me how you feel. Um, so I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna stay live. There is a candlelight visual. Hello. That's not gonna stay up. Yeah, you too. Thanks. I don't think that's gonna stay. Turn that off. Grab that out. All right. So, what the hell? Um, I don't know. Like I said, it's still a lot of people out there that's not happy. Even though it was a small crowd, that doesn't mean um, those are the only people that really care and are still fighting. But like I said, there's a lot of people fighting at the state capitol and in Washington. So these are just the boots on the ground people. Uptown tonight. Uptown tonight. That's a real possibility. That's a real possibility. I heard some craziness been going on out there. Yeah, I'll probably end up in Uptown tonight. Was it a lot of police activity up there or something? I've heard little bits and pieces of stuff going on. I needed a mental break. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I needed a mental break. So I took the last couple of days to sit down for a second, even though I have been out for an hour or two. But, you know, I just needed a mental break. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna end up in Uptown sometime. I didn't plug this phone in, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this plugged in. I can do that as I speak. I didn't have it plugged in. Ugh. And there we have it. Last 3 nights with some unrest. Well, yeah. Is it late night unrest or is it like all day long or what is? I don't. I guess I have to get down there to see. And of course, I'm gonna get down there, and everybody's they don't want to be on camera doing dumb shit. So that's probably what it is. The camera's not there. That would be my guess. So we'll go ahead, figure out some food, and I don't know where I'm gonna end, but probably at the candlelight visual. I'm gonna pop back up somewhere. So stay tuned. Rob G, Visual 12 Media Group LLC, and I'm out. Peace.